Again, it's my pleasure to introduce my next chefs in this Mediterranean cooking series, Chef Heinz Lauer. Heinz has been a chef for almost 40 years, well known in California. We was up in San Francisco. He's been in Vegas. He took positions in many, many high-end houses. Now he is our director of culinary training for one of the major hospitals here in Nevada. And again, he's going to be doing a wonderful dish utilizing proteins from Turkey. It's going to be a rocky lamb. And I'll pass it to Chef Heinz. Chef Heinz.
Thank you for having me here, and I'm very excited to be here today. As in my younger years, I had the pleasure to travel to Turkey and spend some time there, and traveled from Istanbul down to Izmir, Kuşadası, Bodrum, and along the coast, and enjoyed the food there and the hospitality tremendously. 95% of all the bay leaves in the world come from Turkey, as well as many other herbs. About 4,500 different spices come and originated from Turkey. Having said this, there is a famous spice market in Istanbul, the Mishish Shalsisi, if I pronounce that halfway right.
Very good. Better than I do.
And I've been there, which was very fascinating. And this is what I named my dish from, because I use so many different spices in that dish. It's going to be a lamb rack or lamb chop with different spices, which I first toast and then coat the lamb chop with and finish them up in the oven. That goes with a rice pilaf with apricots and pine nuts, and some zazik drizzle over that once it's completed.
Great, thank you, Chef. I'm excited about this dish, and knowing you, you are very high-skilled chef, so I can't wait to try the rocky lamb, utilizing many of these products from Turkey. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to start toasting some of my spices here. I have sumac, and I'll dry toast this in my frying pan with some coriander seeds, and they're going on the stove without any oil, anything else, just going on the stove and being toasted. Again, you don't want to burn this, you just want to get the oils to come out of the seeds. Okay, this goes in my mortar here, and then I crush this up. And I don't want to have that too fine, but I want to crush it so that we get all the flavors out. And I'm going to mix other spices in there as well. So with this, I'm going to add cumin, annatto pepper, a little bit of cinnamon, salt, and black ground pepper. And that will become my coating for my lamb chops. All mixed. This is how it looks, and I'm gonna attach it to my lamb chops. So I have a beautiful lamb rack here. I'm gonna cut this in double chops. For the lamb. So I'll spray them with some cooking spray. That helps me adhere the spices to the chops. give them all a good coating of the mixture I have here on both sides. And then that goes in the oven. Because if I were to pan fry this now, the herbs and spices would burn and get bitter. So doing this in the oven, they cook nice and evenly and it doesn't burn. So, okay. Now my roasting pan. And my lamb chops go on there. Nice and evenly and in the oven. So the oven is at 375 degrees. In the meantime, I prepare my rice pilaf. The rice pilaf is going to go with diced apricots and parsley and pine nuts. So I'm going to have the dried apricots. They're going to get cut in small dice. And I already chopped my parsley there. Small dice. That gives a nice flavor to the rice pilaf together with the pine nuts and goes very well with the lamb. Pine nuts here, and then we start on the tzatziki. Tzatziki is a yogurt-based sauce. I have plain yogurt here and mix that with some olive oil, some garlic, salt, and little lemon juice, and have to chop my garlic first. Already peeled it. Now what helps tremendously with the garlic is when this is cut very finely and chopped, to mix it with salt and make a paste. That paste is very easy to mix and makes the garlic really fine. So I'm going to add some salt on here, and then I cut that into a paste with the edge of my knife. And doing this prevents having big chunks of garlic in the food, and it's really much better. So doing this a few times comes out just like this, very nice and fine. So I'll put this in my tzatziki. Have some lemon juice. Mixing all this. And then I have some chopped mint already here. That goes in there as well. So we're only going to use this as a garnish for the dish once I start plating this. Therefore, I put that in a squeezed bottle. Now my rice pilaf is already cooked, and I started off with sauteing some onions in a little bit of olive oil, just translucent without any color. Then adding the rice and my chicken stock in a ratio of 2 to 1, so 2 parts of chicken stock, 1 part of rice. And this is done, so all I have to do is adding my apricots, my parsley, my pine nuts, and mixing all this. Put the lid back on so that it stays hot until I'm ready to plate the dish. Okay, so I have my lamb chops in the oven. They are almost ready to come out. I have my tzatziki garnish and my rice pilaf with the apricots and pine nuts, and I'll start plating this up. So first I want to put a little bit of that tzatziki here on my plate. And I'm going to put the lamb on top with a little sun-dried tomato here, which goes wonderful with that dish, just as a little garnish on the side. I have my rice pilaf, and I'm going to put that just in a cup so that we can have a nice presentation. And then I'm taking my lamb chops out of the oven. Okay, here's my lamb chops. Plate them like this, and a little of my garnish on top. Voila. Bon appetit.
It is a pleasure to introduce our next guest chef series for the Mediterranean cooking, Chef Heinz Lauer. Heinz, it's an honor to have here. It's wonderful dishes you prepare. Can you tell us a little bit about this wonderful lamb?
It's a lamb chop and a rice pilaf with apricots and pine nuts. I coated the lamb chop with some typical Turkish seeds. So we have sumac and coriander seeds in there, as well as different herbs. I have annatto peppers. I have cinnamon in there as well. Nice. So I toasted the seeds first and then put it all in the oven. So, and I hope you enjoy it.
Wow, look at this. It's wonderful. Perfect. Where's the chef? Please. Lamb, we all know, is it's a great red meat, very low saturated fat. So this is also recommended in the Mediterranean diet.
Make sure you get some of that tzatziki on there. That goes really well with it.
He made a sauce, I guess it's based on yogurt, right? Some low-fat yogurt. Bon appetit. Amazing. As you can see, it's cooked perfectly. Gorgeous piece of meat. And I can taste, the flavor. There's like an explosion of flavor from those.
It makes a big difference if you toast the seeds first
It's gorgeous, yeah.
in a
Unbelievable.
dry pan and just get the essential oils coming out. It's a good thing.
Sorry for those that are watching can taste, but I can tell you this is just an unbelievable dish. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very
Pleasure.
good. Well done. Thank you.